Hey, what's up, guys? Mike from Dip Creations. Just want to give you an update on where we are with this whole Fender project. We decided to go ahead and actually do the other Fender as well. There was a tiny little spot that was starting to lift. Nothing too bad, probably would have been okay, but I really don't like to have anything leave here knowing that it may come back and have to redo this whole thing over again. So I just went ahead and actually peeled that, taped everything off, and are getting ready to actually respray these. Couple things I want to talk about real quick is anytime that you go ahead and are getting ready to plasti dip anything, you need to make sure that the surface that you're actually applying the dip to is super clean. Make sure that there's no grease, no fingerprints, no dirt, no debris, anything on there. We like to use pre-dip cleaner before we actually do any type of wiping down. We'll soak this whole entire fender, wipe it all down with a clean microfiber towel, we'll spray it again, wipe it, do it again, and then our final step is we usually just take a clean microfiber towel and go over the dry surface with a dry towel just to make sure that there isn't any of the pre-dip cleaner stuck in like a crevice like where this headlight is or any type of seam or whatever. So the other thing that I want to talk about is that if there is something that you're redoing, and like in this case the whole car is plasti dipped, that the fender and the bumper are pretty close to each other. So we have to tape this off. We have to tape the hood off. We have to tape this whole door jamb here off. The biggest thing that you want to do is you want to use a low adhesive tape. Now, a low adhesive tape, you can get it from 3M. You can get it anywhere at your Lowe's, your Home Depot, or your Walmart, actually, I think has it. It's an orange lettered 3M tape. It's called Safe Release, and it's actually like an edge lock system. The back of the tape actually has a label on it that gives you a little tiny graph that tells you if it's low, low medium, medium high, or a high adhesive tape. We always use the low. You can use a little bit stronger if you wanted to, but we don't like to take the risk of if we're putting this on a corner like where this kind of goes into the whole wheel well here, that when you go to peel this all off, when you're all done completing your project, that you can, if it's too strong of an adhesive tape, you can actually start to lift the dip up again. Now, if say you were going to put duct tape on this, of course it's probably going to lift up when you're done. Something that has a little bit stronger of an adhesive, I wouldn't really worry about, but just to be safe, always use the low adhesive Safe Release tape from 3M. Another thing is we use paper and we use tape and drape. And tape and drape is a plastic that actually extends, that has a little line of tape on the top of it. When you apply that, the biggest thing that you need to know is that when you're done applying to whatever you're trying to tape off and you extend it as far as you can, you need to make sure that you put a layer of tape over the tape that's attached to the tape and drape. I know it's a little bit of a tongue twister, but basically the tape that comes with it sometimes doesn't stick very well, and you can actually, it's happened to me, you can be in the middle of a project and where the tape and drape meets the existing tape that you already put on here, it can actually start to lift. That's a big problem when you're in the middle of spraying a coat and you got to stop and try to tape something that already has a wet liquid on it. And obviously it doesn't stick very well. So just make sure that you go over all of your edges, all of your creases. Make sure that whatever surface that you're doing is super, super clean. I cannot stress that enough. If you have big fingerprints, if I slap my hand on here right now and try to dip over that, the dip will actually have a really hard time trying to stick to that surface because of all the grease. My hands are never clean anyways. But I'm gonna take the camera, I'm gonna go around the car quick and show you how much of a process this actually is just to redo a fender. It's not something that you can do in 20 minutes. So you have to take the time and make sure that everything is taped off. It's very easy to get overspray on stuff, especially when it comes to using a gloss. Now we're doing 3 different colors on here. We're doing a white base, the electric lime green, and then we have a custom mixture of a blue-green color changing flake that goes into the gloss. The gloss itself is actually pretty fumey. It's still a plasti dip based product, but it is probably about 3 to 4 times fumier than the actual normal plasti dip. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hit the camera, I'm gonna show you everything that we did. I'm sure somebody is probably gonna end up leaving in the comments of, why didn't you just pull the fender off the car to redo that? We've learned that in some cases, you just need to go ahead and spend the extra time taping everything off and just do it on the car. You don't wanna go ahead and start pulling body panels off somebody's car that doesn't kinda give you the permission to do that. You know, they're expecting to drop the car off and you're just gonna spray it. So take the extra time, tape it off. This way, everything that you've already dipped, especially like how we've already dipped this whole entire car, is gonna be uniform again. There's gonna be no other extra spots that are gonna be dipped or anything. Like I said, make sure the surface is super clean. Make sure that all your edges are cleaned and taped off. And if you're actually trying to tape something on plastic dip itself, use a low adhesive tape. I'm gonna take the camera, I'm gonna go around, show you in the next video. Probably won't be showing you exactly how we spray this, just because it can get fumy in here and I don't really wanna wreck my camera. But we'll show you after process and probably peeling everything back off and showing you how well it can color match too. That's another big thing that people always ask, that, well, if I have to redo a panel, is it going to color match exactly? Yes. Even if you do something of a crazy chameleon color or a pearl or an actual custom mixture of a pearl, always have to write the formula down, and plastic dip is very easy to color match. It's a lot more forgiving than actual paint. It's just a lot more time consuming. There's a lot more work that goes into it. A normal paint job, if you're gonna do something like this, you know, you can get away with a lot less layers. With this, you know, there's 4 or 5 layers of white, there's probably 5 or 6 of the electric lime green, and there's probably 4 or 5 of the gloss over the top. That's why when I showed you in my last video, when I went to go peel this, it peels so easy. You need to make sure that you have enough product on the car. If you go too thin, that's when people start to give plastic dip a bad name. You hear people go, oh, don't use that stuff. I sprayed something on my car and it took me 5 hours to try peeling it off. It's because of improper application procedures, like not cleaning and not taping off the right area and not applying it the correct way. If you go too thin, it is going to be a nightmare to try getting off. We've had to do other people's cars where they've tried to do it themselves and notice that it's way too thin, and it's just a nightmare for them and for us and for everybody that's involved. So take the time, do it right. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube that you can watch before you do it. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, you can always contact me. You can go on our Facebook link, which is facebook.com/dipcreations860, or you can follow us on Instagram, which we update every single day. Every time that we do a project, we always keep pictures updated on that. The link to that is dip_creations. So DIP_creations. Give us a follow. If you like this video, give it a like. We're starting a YouTube channel, so hopefully we can get some subscribers on there and a little bit more of a following on that, especially since Facebook kind of kills the quality of the whole video when you upload it. Kind of want to start giving you guys a little bit of HD video quality when we start doing projects like this. So check it out, give it a like, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks, guys.